welcome back. My name is Nick, the producer, and I'd like to welcome you to our Week 5 Rough Drafts Fantasy LCS Recap Show. Nick, remember to create a really cool intro to put here. Okay. Yes, Week 5 was full of some incredible action, especially as Ciades knocked off the only undefeated team in Timidly's Met Gala. And, guys, I just have to be honest. Between the new belt, between TSM winning Rift Rivals, guys, he just won't shut up. He's just, I can't deal with him anymore. He needs to lose at something. Please. Anyone. Just stop him. Please. I haven't eaten in 2 weeks. I'm hungry. With that being said, we're going to go over all of our Week 5 action. We're going to start up in the 0-0 League with the undefeated Met Gala finally falling to Ciades, Guess the Line World Champions. Despite the fact that Met Gala had a 110-point performance out of Ottawamne and an 89-point performance out of Steelback, the rest of his team scoring in the mid-60s or less. Ciades had an abundance of choices to bring up. Ale with 51 points as his support, but the big money guy, Stixay, with 95.38 points for young Ciades. Moving on, our second matchup, Delta Bandits, the boys, versus Red Shirt Kings, hashtag set the rules. Delta Bandit comes out swinging, absolutely destroying Red Shirt King, who unluckily started Impact in the top lane, who gave him a paltry 14 points. This was counteracted by Soaz's nearly 78 points. So Chase once again falling, and he now falls out of that tie for second place with Walter and a number of others. Moving on to the third game in our series, Pelka Super Fresh tabs his 5-head, gets the win over Agent Cubaloni's TSM Jungle TF. He, despite not having a big point total above 100 like Agent Cubaloni did with Perks, who came in at 104, he did have multiple 90-point performances from Sven and Trick, both of G2 Esports, who before Rift Rivals seemed to be on a bit of an uptick until they did fall flat. It's in the script. Moving on. Series 4, the last series of Week 5, Sarucha's How Fast beating Unicorns of Love, nicknamed Mai. Changed to G2 and 3, I guess, is the new team name. Sarucha was led by Expect in the top lane, who had a 99-point performance. No one on nickname Mai's team over 77, which was Samex. The Unicorns of Love just barrage, not quite enough, even with the double point totals. That means as we look to the standings here, Met Gala is still holding firm in first place at 4-0-1, but he has 3 teams in Sarucha's How Fast, Ciades Guess the Line's World Champs, and Delta Bandits, the boys, are hot on his heels at 3-0-2. The remaining teams, 2-0-3, Unicorns Love, nicknamed Mai, Red Shirt King, and Pelka Super Fresh. And then bringing up the rear, Agent Cubaloni at 1-0-4. He is almost assuredly out of the race at this point. Moving on to the Kiwi Kid League. Thankfully, some good news, as Ciades' 3-game winning streak was pulled to a halt by Agent Cubaloni's Fnatic greater than Roccat greater than G2. It was only 14 points, but Ciades was really crushed by top laner Wonder, only getting 29 points. That was nearly a 30-point difference between him and Looper of Echo Fox being the winning formula for Agent Cubaloni. Weird. Moving on to the second series over in the Kiwi Kid League. Noah Bean's good old boys defeating Fallen Death Star's Roccat greater than Fnatic greater than Misfits greater than G2. He is led by outstanding performances from Sven and Mithy and a 78-point performance from Fnatic. Unfortunately for Fallen Death Star, 2 sub-20-point performances from Impact and Betsy and a 22-point performance from Roccat really kind of sunk their chances here in that series. Chase racks up another loss this week as RIP GGU loses to Navos's, TSM's international success. Even the younger Fedchuck boy is crushing all of Chase's hopes and dreams. I'm sorry. Redshirt King got 110 points out of Odoamne, but it was not enough as he only had one other player above 70 points. That was Froggen, whereas Nievas had multiple players scoring in the upper 70s and above. Moving on to the last week of this last series of the week, we had McHugh dominate Pelka Superfresh's Wicked's forehead. Strong performance from Perks and Expect and Tricked, all plus 90-point performances. Outperformed the high point total man for Pelka Superfresh, which was Stixay with 94 points. As we get close to the end of the series in here, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our standings here in the Kiwi Kid League. TSM, that international success is on top with Agent Q Baloney. They are both at 4-0-1. TSM's international success has nearly a 100-point total lead over Agent Q Baloney. Tied for second is Ciades, Redshirt King, and McHugh. In 6th place is No Habeen, and then 7th is Pelka Superfresh, with Fallen Death Star falling to 8th place. They have still not picked up a win, and there are only a few short weeks left. I do want to apologize to you, Chase. I did not get a chance to write the script this week. Walter insisted on having the majority of editorial prowess, editorial control on this episode, and TSM. I hope you will join us again next week as we go over week 6 of the Rough Drafts Fantasy LCS leagues, and let's not forget that Fantasy LCS is extremely important, and that this outcome will have long-reaching effects on like 10 people, if that. So until next time, I've been Nick the producer. Goodbye, Internet.
Hey there, Ciades here. Thanks for checking out the podcast. And if you enjoyed today's episode, consider supporting us at www.patreon.com/roughdraftspod. For just $1 a month, you can join your fellow listeners in our patron-only Discord channel and help keep the content coming, or join our VIP club where $1 a show or $8 a month gets you first priority on all patron content like our patron-only Q&As. And check us out on all of our social media, Twitter @RoughDraftsPod, Facebook.com/RoughDraftsPod, SoundCloud.com/esportsroughdrafts, as well as on iTunes and YouTube by just searching for the Rough Drafts Podcast. Thanks for listening, and goodbye, Internet.